Council of Governments, WACOG in Yuma, Arizona.
One of the biggest responsibilities in my position is grant readiness for WACOG's 501c3 affiliate organization, Western Arizona Community Alliance, or WACA for short. When I started my VISTA year, there was hardly any documentation on WACA's activities. A lot of people, even in our own organization, were unfamiliar with some of the programs that were under it. So a big part of my job was getting together appropriate documentation to help explain to funders everything that WACA and WACOG as well does. Getting financials together to present to the board, doing some strategic planning activities to see how the 501c3's role would differ from that of the parent organization. We apply for grants later on in the year, and we actually did we did get notice that our first grant we submitted did go through. It was a grant to the State Farm Foundation for $15,500 in support of our housing counselors here at a hand up. It was for class materials and supplies for some of the workshops that we do that help homeowners or potential homeowners buy their house and decrease costs and maintenance for the houses that they've been purchasing. It's grant writing and grantsmanship. So everything from the research process, where you look for funders whose goals match your own, to getting together all the required information and all the documentation, all the legal paperwork, and then ultimately writing a proposal that states your case as strongly as you can, saying how your goals and your funders' goals are compatible and how you can be stronger together. That's the real hard part with writing a grant. I look at it as an opportunity. I grew up with many privileges in my life, and I sort of looked at it as a way to get experience living in a way that millions of Americans do every day, and getting appreciation for the programs that support people living at the poverty level, and having to go through many of those same programs let me be really familiar with some of the issues that people in poverty face today, and I think that it's actually made me better at my job and a better advocate for low-income people in my community. The projects that we work on are very big. They're often ill-defined, and so it may feel sometimes that you're not making any progress towards any measurable goal. That's normal. I've often felt that I'm not equal to the task. But what matters is that we are the ones who said yes to take on this challenge that nobody else would. And that's worth more than anything. So even if you say at the end of your year, well, I only got this done, but I wish I had gotten so much more done. Well, that's a project for the second year VISTA or the third year VISTA, or maybe a project to transition on to the organization that you worked with in terms of capacity. Don't get frustrated or dispirited. That's all. There are some great community organizations to get involved with. For young professionals, for networking purposes, there's NextGen, there's the Yuma Area Nonprofit Institute that'll help you get in contact with the various nonprofits here in town. There's the Neighborhood Leadership Academy, which is a class put on by the City of Yuma that lets you explore all the different departments and all the services that they provide to the residents of Yuma. So a great free thing to do is go on a float down the river. It's really relaxing, and it's good to cool down. There's a lot of hiking to go around. There's Telegraph Pass just in town. There's Palm Canyon just a little farther out, and then within a couple hour drives there's a lot of great peaks to climb, like in Palm Springs there's San Jacinto, in Tucson there's Mount Lemmon. You're really working on social problems that affect the entire United States, which is why it's so great that so many people use the opportunity to travel from somewhere else. I've met people from all across the U.S., from the Midwest to the Southern U.S., they all come down to Yuma, and I think that's great. Learning how to network, learning how to make connections with different people and organizations in the community. When you can talk about your projects, saying like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm working on this problem, and then I can say, oh, that's interesting, like I'm working on this side of it, maybe we could collaborate, or stuff like that has been really hard for me, being an introvert historically. But all it takes is practice. Eventually, you're going to get really good at talking to people at social events and asking for business cards, giving out business cards, being able to put effort to solve problems that I've learned about in school, that I've seen on the news and around in my community, and finally saying, you know what, I can do something about this, or I can at least try. I feel like I laid a lot of good groundwork during my first VISTA year, and I'm transitioning a lot of capacity back to the organization, and we've got some projects for our second year VISTA to do. And so I thought, you know, I could be that second year VISTA. I just asked if I could do it, and everybody, my supervisors, seemed to be happy that I was staying on, so that's what I'm going to do. By helping others, you really help yourself. You know, even after AmeriCorps is, a memory for me, I'll still be volunteering at organizations in my community, wherever I am.